Next one is Chris Jericho getting booed heavily at AEW Dynasty pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
So,
mm-hmm.
one of the interesting stories to come out of that pay-per-view last weekend was just how badly Chris Jericho was booed. And it wasn't like the biggest boos in the entire world, not like Dominic Mysterio, but it was more a lot of individuals just yelling at him rather than sort of like chanting or anything like that. Although there were some chants as well, including please retire and go home, Jericho.
He loves it. I actually like it because listen, he worked against this and they turned it around on him. So Jericho, he's smart enough. He's not going to go against the winds. He's not going to go against the grain. He'll just turn himself heel because he's a heel anyway. So why fight it and go with it? Because I did watch the match, the end of the match with him and Hook, and it was not a bad match. I mean, not work wise, but reaction wise from the crowd, they literally hated Jericho. And if Little Hook had gone over, and this is what I think, they're gonna really start pushing Hook now, because if he gets that reaction that he was getting, because he's the only star that I think they can really, really make in AEW. I don't think he's good on interviews yet, but I think he has the connection and the chemistry with the crowd to really advance. I really do. Now, how old is Hook?
Ooh.
22, 23?
Early to mid-20s, yeah, he's a young man.
So, and he has room to grow. The fans have time to grow with him. And I think they got something with Hook, not because of them. But this is all Hook. I mean, you cannot manufacture chemistry with fans. Companies can't do that. They can put you out there, but the chemistry is solely between the performer and the fans. And they like him because he looks like he's offbeat. He's a little odd and he's a little weird and he's a good looking kid. And, so the kids like him, the girls like him, and he got an amateur background. So he's very, very good in the ring. So when you put him in there like a veteran like Jericho that can maximize what he brings, you got something. So and I was just thinking, I was watching the match, even though Jericho went over, he was antagonizing the crowd the whole time.
He did, and he got in the ring at one point, and he just did a little like that to the crowd. He went, "Wah!" They absolutely reacted, and loads of people are saying like, "Oh, he's got go home heat with me." So hang on, they're all booing him, and when he's on TV, the ratings go up. So how's that go away heat?
No, it's not go away heat. It's just the way of saying it. I think they might be a little bit jealous of Jericho because I think Jericho's thinking, wait a minute. He looks out of shape. He's got a little belly on him, so which adds to his heat. And here's Hook. He's not all muscled up yet, but he looks in shape and young. And Jericho is getting exactly the reaction. I don't know if he wants that reaction, but since he's getting it, he's not going to fight it. He's going to go with it. And now that is something that I might watch. I might watch the development of Hook with Jericho. But the problem you run in there is the next heel that he gets won't be as experienced as Jericho. And you may not get the same reaction. But I think if they keep Jericho and Hook together, and Jericho gets mad at Hook, and he goes and he finds these different opponents for Hook, now they got a story. And that's a story that can take you months to get through. And Jericho, every time you bring Hook's name up, he just goes nuts. And he's going to say he's going to bring Hook down to ground level and teach him that, hey, how tough the wrestling business can be. That is a story that they could work on. And so, Tony, if you want to steal that idea, you can just send me a check in the mail like every couple of weeks or so.
Well, the original story was Jericho teamed with Hook. They were both good guys, and then the next week wasn't, and then the next week they're fighting at the pay-per-view, and then this Wednesday. Did you watch Jericho and his acceptance speech of the FTW title? Did you see that?
No.
Did you not watch that?
No.
Oh, okay. I did send
I didn't see it. I didn't get it.
Oh, it's funny. Anyway, I think he invoked the name of Terry Funk as far as like an babyface interview where he wants to thank.
All these quotes these guys say is from Terry Funk. I don't think Terry Funk said that stuff. Terry Funk he's too much laughing around. He may have said it, but I don't think he realized what he was saying. Terry Funk was different. He could say anything. He could do the Gettysburg Address. But and what he taught young guys is, hey, just you got to listen to the crowd. You got to connect with them before anything. I've always said that. But the match with Jericho and Hook, I think it's got legs. I think he can run a while.
We'll get off Jericho in a second. Why do you think that people hate Jericho at this stage of his career?
I don't know if they try to say it's because of what happened with that Kyrie girl.
Yeah, Kylie Ray.
I don't think that it's. I just don't think they like.
Yeah.
They think Jericho is one of the old timers who keeps hanging on and keeps kind of dogging young talent that's trying to climb for his just loyalty to himself, and they like Hook, and they wanted Hook to beat him. You take a business that's predetermined, and all of a sudden it's not that way that you want it. Well, you get mad at it. Or the people do. And if you look at Jericho, I think they think he's just hanging on for the last stages of picking up a check. I think that's just what they're kind of pissed about. And if you look at Jericho, he has put on some extra pounds, but he makes up for that with ring psychology and ring timing. You can't teach that overnight. Of course, you can't teach getting in shape overnight either, because I've tried. I'm still not there. But I think they want Hook to do well, and they think that letting Jericho will hold him back. I don't believe that, but if they do this right, I've seen angles, and one guy could not work a lick, but yet it sold out because of the story. And I beat story to death, but that's what it is. It has to be a good story. And that's a natural. The older Jericho and the younger Hook. Jericho wanting to hang on and Hook wanting to climb. Because you got to get your young people involved in this. And they identify with Hook.
I still like that Taz was the most over. As soon as he stood up, he didn't even do anything, and the people went, freaked out as soon as he stood up.
Well, I think they should involve him. What happened to him? Who beat him up? Jericho beat him up?
No one's. Did he get pushed over recently or something? But he can't really do anything physical. He's got a bad knee, and also his neck is terribly messed up. It's what caused him to retire in the first place. And he hasn't really done anything physical in wrestling since.
Well, there's no need to get in that ring if there's some doubt with your health. Because if you got a bad neck, the last thing you want to do is somebody tugging on you and you going down on that mat, because anything could go wrong. But we'll see where it goes. I'm interested in this angle.